Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. This is Ray all day. Thanks for coming, checking on me, wanting to hear what I got to say about these folks in Huntsville, child. Woo, they back. Round 2, y'all. Part 2. I'm glad it's still the same season because I think we had 2 seasons last year. Child, I don't know what was going on, but everybody was like season 4, episode 12, season 5, episode 2. I'm like, well, what's going on? Anyway, we still on season 6. Yes, it's episode 16. Again, sit down, chill. It's going to be a cute little minute listening to my take, my opinion, just my whole purview, preview, perception, everything. Because it may get a little rough on a couple of folks, but I think that's okay because we all grown. We all good and grown because I don't cater to kids. So I know grown folks is listening. And, for the most part, we all sensible. Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 6, episode 16. We start off. Tiffany done had baby Ace. He big and chunky, child. Looking all grown in the face. No shade, but that boy look like he been here before. Cute little something. I love it. And he gonna be a big one too, because his parents is a little thick too. So I know how it is because I was 9 pounds, 6.5 ounces, 2 feet long. So it ain't nothing much changed since. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I know about them big babies. I mean, all kind of big babies is in my family. It's a few little ones, but for the most part, once they start suckling and feeding, they start getting, the weight on. Because, child, mine was big. Dr. talking about I want to put him on a diet at like 8, 9 months. I'm like, who put a baby? It ain't like he should be on Maury. Anyway, enough about me. Yeah, so we walk in to Tiffany feeding baby Ace, and Melody comes over to visit. And apparently Melody is the first visitor that she gets, and she's all dolled up and everything, makeup, which is really nice. But they didn't say how old he was. He looked about, he big, so no telling. But he probably about 2 months. You know how we do with our babies. We wait a good 2 months before we allow any visitor, including grandma and everybody now. But yeah, he look a little thick, cute in the face and thick in the waist. Hey. Anywho, Mel comes over and they talking and catching up and everything, and straight in on in, Tiffany gets to dragging Keke. Everybody talking about Keke and his Crime Stoppers. Why is Keke on Crime Stoppers? Is she on that stuff again? I'm with Marsau. Is she on that stuff again? And Tisha, is she on that stuff again? It's just certain behaviors folks just ain't supposed to be doing. Anyway, so like I said, Tiffany going in, she trying to figure out, what about our brands? We have to protect our brands. I guess the new thing now with them is protecting your brand and growing your brand and being, one of those, smarter folks who wants to, promote a certain type of living and lifestyle versus what we normally see on reality TV. I can understand that. I get that from Love and Marriage Detroit, especially with Dr. what's the name, Latoya, and her husband Anthony. I didn't review them because I didn't like the show. Actually, I thought they were, really well. I'm just gonna say I just thought they were fake, putting on storylines wasn't worth nothing. They were trying too hard. Well, there's my review on Detroit. There it is. Ta-da! Anyway, back to Love and Marriage Huntsville. But yeah, Tiffany is, concerned about the brands and doesn't really want to invite certain things like certain people like Keke to what she wants to have, not a sip and see, but well, now this is strange. She wants to invite people over to see the baby, but she was gonna call it breakfast with Tiffany and Ace. I'm like, well, don't he have a daddy? Ain't you married to his daddy? What's going on? Usually, I don't know. Look. I hope things are right because Lou is a good man, fine too. Hey, he ain't leaving or nothing like that. But I hope not, because if you just talking about you and the baby, something going on. So anywho, they just going on about well, Tiffany's worried about how Keke is going to affect the group, and so Mel was like, well, you ain't got to do nothing with Keke. That's on you. She's on the show, but you can do what you don't have to be around her if you don't want to. I understand that because I know I wouldn't if I was so concerned like Tiffany is, but at the same time, she just needs to relax. Don't be worried so much about something you can't control and just chill. So that's enough with them, child. Next, we got Courtney. He finally checking Marsau on trying to check his wife at the Black Expo on that $100. Now, the wealthiest family on this show is Courtney and Stormi. So it wasn't about the amount of the $100. It was the last minute spring it on somebody because you seeing all these people and your dollar signs in your head are moving and you're trying to figure out a way, crook, how to, connive and manipulate. He pulling the same thing he do with his wife on Stormi. And I wish Stormi would have said, I'm not your wife. You can't just manipulate me and think I'm going to be okay with it. Ooh, did I say that? I said it. But Stormi didn't. Courtney came over to Black to confront Marsau about, trying to, come at his wife all crazy and just pretty much establish a better rapport with business. And Courtney was just trying to tell Marsau, stop being a bitch, stay out of women's business. Because actually, if y'all recall, Stormi and Tisha was on the same page. It was Marsau who was caught slipping. His slip was showing at that time. So Courtney was just trying to let Marsau know, it's all about how you come at my wife. And it's all about business as well. Marsau tried to, insinuate that Courtney ain't a real man because he sells women's hair products. I'm like, what? See, I don't like that. Don't be trying to emasculate him or make it seem like, he, go both ways or whatever the case may be, and try and downplay what he's doing when they have a very successful business. As a matter of fact, I got Canvas products in my house right now, child. And I don't appreciate that on behalf of what their last name is. I don't know. On behalf of Stormi and Courtney, I don't appreciate that, Marsau. And that needs to be, rectified. Trying to insinuate that Courtney ain't no real man when he's a better man than you, just from the outside looking in. Because actually, the top two couples I admire is Stormi Courtney, then Tiffany Lewis. Everybody else is pretty much running neck and neck, if you ask me, because of the husbands and their wives moving goalposts and just, putting up with any old kind of thing. But that's a different story for a whole another episode. So yeah, like I was saying, Courtney checked Marsau. Marsau tried to check him. It did not work. Marsau was looking like he was looking. And hopefully the next time they meet up, it'll be, a lot more friendly and not so uptight. Next, we got Kimmi visiting Tisha and Tisha's new 3 and 2. I don't get it. They on season 6. They got some stuff building over there in the far forest. I mean, I understand, folks got bills and everything, but I'm just tired of them, living so uncomfortable. Every time we turn around, they squalls up somewhere. And, I'm like, well, dang, folks got to lose weight to be comfortable around here. What's going on? Kids complaining. Now, again, ain't nothing wrong with a little sacrifice. Don't get me wrong. I've done it. I do it. But I'm going to need Marsau to step it up, since, he's in a traditional relationship and he's supposed to be providing, if you know what I mean. They've been on this show 6 seasons, so they got a lot more income coming in than they did when they started, even 2 years ago. I'm going to really need Marsau to step his game up and make sure that everybody is a lot more comfortable and where they should be. Oh, that's right. They did have that lawsuit. I just remember they had that lawsuit that they were not successful with. So I'm pretty sure that took a chunk out of, their future plans. But anywho, I still need Marsau to step it up. Okay? Step it up. What else happened? Oh yeah, so they talking about Keke, and all the Crime Stoppers, and it's just a mess, child. It's a mess. And also, congrats to Kimmi. Yay! She has no more treatments, just follow-ups with the doctor's office. No, services, procedures, just some evaluations and management thereforth, and she's on the road to recovery. I'm so glad, because that diagnosis is it has a low percentage of survival, and I'm glad that she is one of those who can say she survived it. Good for her, because we sure don't want to lose Kimmi, child. None of them, nobody. F cancer. Well, how long? Fuck cancer. I'm beyond that time. I can say it and be okay. What else happened? That's pretty much it. Child. Next we got Martell. Poor Martell. See, I can see why he ain't passing that open book test. This fool is squatting in a house that's in contract, and he's squatting there by the grace of his friend Chris. Chris already told him, this house is in contract and you need to get out. He'd been there beyond the time, which is why Chris is over there. But the other reason why Chris is over there was the first thing that they talked about. Let's get into that. Martell subpoenaed Chris and his wife, Nell. Remember them too? To without telling them, first of all, at his custody and divorce and all that court case, so that they can tell the truth. What? Chris adamantly said that was effed up, and we are friends with both of y'all. How could you do that? Martell's like, just tell the truth. I just want y'all to tell the truth, whether it's bad for me or bad for her. Fool, don't nobody subpoena anybody for their side to tell the truth as to where the truth would hurt them. Like who? What? Listen, you can tell by the women he chooses to deal with that he think everybody else is dumb like them. I mean, is he scamming like she by scammer over there in Atlanta? Oh my God. I I was offended for Chris and Nell that he would do that. OMG. That is, and he's and you squatting in a house that he helped you get. I mean, thank God Melody divorced him. Because he would have. So you mean to tell me before now he's been even less smart? Because we get wiser as we get older. What has she been putting up with? Well, we see one thing she was putting up. See, that's the thing, folks, men and women, stop putting up with folks who ain't shit. Stop it. For a look, stop sacrificing your happiness and your integrity for somebody who ain't shit, no matter who it is, mother, father, sister, man, woman, whoever. Don't do it. This is a prime example of why you shouldn't sacrifice yourself for that. I'm embarrassed for Martell. What do they call it? Secondhand embarrassment. And he's actually upset with Chris because Chris won't extend even more of a helping hand by finding him a place for him and his at least 5 kids. I say at least 5 because stuff is out there talking, streets are talking. And that because he hasn't found anything, that his month to month should be extended. Oh, they can have the police come get you out there today. Well, then, at that time that we watching it. And he, again, no wonder why he failed the open book test. I'm pretty sure some of this, what he going through, is around about what he should have already learned. But outside of that, I am not in real estate. That is not my forte. That is not my niche. But I know if I was told I have to be out by a certain time, with or without cheering, I'm gonna be out before then. Child, I can't believe Martell. He is delusionary and wrong. Again, that's why he failed an open book test. Next, we got Kimmi catching up with her husband Maurice. I was gonna say something else, but I can get into it right now. And they're riding bikes through the city, these electric bikes, which is cool. She was advised through her post treatment that she should build up her stamina through exercise, so it'll help her not be so tired, and build up her metabolism, get it going. It just may spark up her libido too, because sometimes, and it's true, when we're tired, or our body's going through things, it's not just being tired, things that we want to do, whether it's take a walk or fold up some clothes, and sex our mate, we just can't do. So we have to get the juices flowing in every sense of the word, not just the growing juices, not just the libido, but with all of the body getting back to what we used to do, that'll also help crank up that libido engine. So, she can get it when she wants it. And it's, because apparently she said Maurice likes it all the time. And he said he wants it every day. But we all been through we have all wrung his neck through the screen about forcing her and making her feel like she has to But as far as Kimmi getting Kimmi back, this is a great opportunity, as she mentioned. And who don't like riding a bike, child? I mean, I don't know about you, but riding bikes and skating is fun for me. I love to do it. It's just so fun. Yes. And they start talking about, her getting back to herself, and he's still saying stupid ish. And I'm like, I know good and hell well he is still, well, again, they filmed this when they was on TGIF around the time. So, his mindset is what it is. He's actually stating that it's all in her mind and she should get over it just so he can get a nut. What? See, I'm gonna really need him to bag back. And at the end of the conversation, she was like, "You gonna make me make a conscious choice, girl." I would have said that in front of his face, not as I'm riding off. Because people like Maurice and Marsau, that whole clan of men over there who do things wrong like that, they need to be told in their face so that they can see you mean it. Because you riding off into the sunset saying it, hoping that he heard you, is not the same effect. And to me, it screams that you really didn't mean it. That's just how I see it. I could be totally wrong in all of this. I don't think I am, but I could be. I could be. What else were they talking about? That was pretty much it, child. Next, we got Courtney and Stormi. They catching up. They at the shop, putting all they future earnings together for shipping and everything. And Courtney tells Stormi that he pulled up on Marsau. She's like, "What? You did?" But actually, did he call him lame ass, or is it just my notes? He pulled up on Marsau's lame ass. Anywho, yeah, so he told her about the conversation, and she was all smiles and happy because he came to her rescue. Oh, I don't you just love your man come to your rescue? Ooh, child, I remember when that happened with me. Oh, and it was so well deserved. That's a whole nother time. Story time is coming later. Let me tell you, because I got some story time. Ray Stormi time. Story time is coming later. Mark my words. Anywho, yeah. So Courtney is telling Stormi that he pulled up on Marsau's lame ass, and Stormi was thrilled. She's like, "I didn't think you was that mad." He was, "No, I wasn't mad. I said let him know. Don't be coming at my wife all crazy because we ain't the one." She was like, "Oh, baby." Her face, she just got all giddy. You can tell I'm smiling like her. Anywho, so then Stormi tells him about the lunch that the girls had. Now, remember episode 15, I think it was, that the girls had a lunch after the Black Expo, and Tisha did not appreciate how Stormi was coming off with how she kind of attacked her husband in a way, even though Tisha was on Stormi's side. Tisha didn't like how Stormi came at Marsau, but Stormi was like, "Well, he coming me crazy. I'm gonna come back the way I come," and that's that on that. And even at the meeting, Stormi was, antagonizing Tisha to where Tisha threatened to come across the table. And I'm like, "Tisha, where was all this when Mel called you a bitch at the Galentine? Was that season 4, 5, whatever that season was?" Cause I mean, you seem a little more upset with Storm. Tisha seemed a little more upset with Stormi at that lunch, more so than getting upset with Mel when Mel called her a bitch at the Galentine party. I'm like, what is going? Something ain't right. Something ain't right. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but something ain't right here. But yeah, Stormi was just catching him up on that. But they pretty much need to sit down, to Child, iron it out. Then Stormi brings up Keke and the Crime Stoppers, and Courtney's like, "What?" So she show him better. She can tell him, and he's like, "That's Keke. What's going?" Crime Stoppers in I'm about to say Atlanta. In Huntsville, Alabama, had Keke on the show talking about she stole a lock and gave it to her son, ran out the stove, got in the car and almost hit two parked cars on her way out. And let me just say, disclaimer: as of the recording of that show, well, as you know, as of then, they put on there that Keke has not been arrested for anything. It's just what happened at that time, So it was what it was. But they were like, dang. So Stormi kind of went up for Keke a little bit, like, well, we really don't know what's really going on. Even though it looked bad, we just gotta, trust the fact that, we just don't know everything. So she's not gonna jump to no conclusion. And Courtney's like, I really don't care. Long as ain't nothing happen over here. But you know how Courtney is. At least I can tell how Courtney is. Courtney is with his wife because he trusts his wife. He loves his wife enough to just follow her lead, period. And that's what it's all about. All them other folks can take a page out of their book and just, really, really explore how they're giving off marriage. Last but not least, child, Mel visits Keke, so we get the lowdown from the blowdown. Child, mm, mm, mm. Keke is just rattling on, and she's sweating like she must not have no AC in the house. Now Mel had on a sweatsuit, big hair, and everything. Keke got on a tank top, some, loose fitting pants with a fan, just a sweating and sweating. I'm like, dang, she must be hot. Or is she nervous? What's wrong with Keke? She was just going on and on about this, that, and the third. So Millie had to just say, okay, so the Crime Stoppers. That's why I'm really here. So, girl, are you okay? And Keke was like, well, I was in the hospital. What? Why is that the next response? So Keke was saying all kind of stuff. Keke really didn't go into it too much, but she was, a little disgusted at the fact of what Mel brought up, what Tiffany said about is what Keke is accused of going to hurt our brands. And Keke said, well, accused or convicted? Girl, you might as well be convicted if they got you plastered on Crime Stoppers and they saying what they saying and you looking like you looking. And I mean, first of all, I would have addressed the group if I was Keke. Hey y'all, this what happened to me. That day. Hey y'all, this is what happened to me. It was a big old misunderstanding. And just know it's not what it looked like. I mean, she should have said something to the group by then, by the time Mel came to see her. Because everybody talking about it. And apparently ain't nobody talked to Keke about it but Mel. Because on the show, everybody is insinuating and ain't talked to her and whatnot. Child. So Mel gives Keke a t-shirt. It's supposed to uplift her or something, child. It didn't say God said go, but it had said something about, lift your head up and keep moving because God said so or something like that. So, it was just a real awkward conversation in my opinion. And I'm going to really need Keke to think wisely. She claims she has all this, great academia behind her name. It sounds like she has a lot more academia behind her name than mine. So I'm going to need her to really, get it together and protect all of what she has worked so hard for. And, address folks who is in her circle with, like I mentioned before, it would have been nothing and it would have put everybody at ease. And frankly, it I think it would have made taping a little better had she sent out a group text and say, hey, y'all, or maybe a group video, something, just make sure she addresses everybody and say, hey, y'all, I know y'all probably see me on Crime Stoppers. Just know that it was not what it looked like. I am totally innocent of anything that they're talking about or insinuating, and it was not like that. And just know that everything is good and fine, and we will talk soon. That would have set everybody at ease. Now, folks probably would have, had stuff behind their brain about her past. However, that would have been better than folks just waiting around looking and trying to, figure out what's going on. Yeah, that was Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 6, episode 16. Did you watch it? If not, I hope I gave you what you needed. And if you want, go back and watch this. It was a good episode. I can't wait till it come back on. I really like this show. I can't wait for the rest. And child, it's gonna be some mess. Oh, did y'all see what Wanda said? Did y'all see Wanda's live? Child, the stuff she said about child. If y'all ain't seen it, go watch it. It was very entertaining. I ain't saying it's true. I'm just saying it was very entertaining. And then Keke came on Prosperity Thick Girls channel and gave her rebuttal. Now it's about 4 hours long. I'm still trying to get through that because that's a whole lot, and it's a whole lot of stopping and talking to kids and pausing and dropping off. So it's gonna be a minute before I get through 4 hours now. But Wanda's live was about an hour and a half. It was full of entertainment. Full entertainment. You need popcorn and wine. At least that's my favorite when I'm watching a movie. Some good old wine, whatever you like, and some popcorn. Like you're at the movies. Anyway, thanks again for tuning in. I hope you come back. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will get back with you. All right, then. Okay.